Did you know that 40% of food in the U.S. is wasted while 1 in 5 people in our community faces hunger? Imagine that. As Food Waste Action Week begins, we are highlighting Last Mile Food Rescue. It's a local organization turning surplus food into meals instead of waste. They've already saved over 12 million pounds of food since 2020. And here to tell us more and how you can help is Benita Capers, the Director of Operations and Technology. And welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. I want to highlight this, that's for sure. How big a problem is waste, food waste?
Yeah, so over 40%, as you mentioned, of the food in the U.S. goes to waste.
That's almost half,
yes,
right?
Yep. And in our community, 1 in 5 people are struggling with food insecurity. And so the amount of food that's being wasted is able to solve the problem of hunger millions of times over. So what we found is that it's not an issue of, is there enough food, but how is this food going to get distributed?
And that's where Last Mile Food Rescue comes in. Yep. Tell us about how that works.
Yeah, and so we have an app, and so volunteers who we like to call Food Rescue Hero, they use our mobile app to pick up this high quality, good food from restaurants, schools, from stadiums, even hospitals, and they distribute that food to partner agencies who are then able to get it out to the community and to those who need it most.
I'm sure that takes a lot of people to make this happen. What do you think the impact has been on the community that really needs food?
Yeah, and so since 2020, since we started, we have rescued over 12 million pounds of food. So this is equated to about 10 million meals that we've been able to provide for families. But also there's the issue of how much carbon dioxide and methane gases that are being produced by food waste. And so we've rescued about almost the equivalent of planting over 200,000 trees of carbon emissions being offset of food waste. So the impact is really great, not only for our community of providing these meals, providing this high quality good food, but also helping offset carbon emissions in our environment.
What about some common misconceptions people who have about food waste and food insecurity? Because I'm sure there are many.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that food waste is always going to be a problem. We can't avoid there being food waste. However, what we've been finding is that it's an overproduction problem, and this food is good quality food. But however, with the way that the systems that are in place it's just easier to throw this good food away. And so for us, it's a distribution problem.
Right.
And so then at the same time, a lot of people think that food insecure individuals are unhoused or unemployed.
Right.
Whereas they're our neighbors, they're in our backyard. They're families, they're hardworking individuals, they're children, they're seniors who struggle to afford healthy meals. And so, we help solve those problems by being able to distribute this good food to the partners who are working to get it out to those who need it.
And you gave me an example of the Community Action Agency here in town that you make sure that they have food, and not just canned goods, but perishable food, but they get that to the families who need it, right?
Exactly, yes. And we rescue high quality, desirable food. So that is produce, meat, dairy. And so a lot of the times we think of wasted food as canned goods or boxed goods, but there's perfectly good food out there that's going to waste.
And you can make sure it gets where it needs to go.
Absolutely.
Pretty quickly.
Yep.
Okay, for businesses and individuals who may want to help, what can they do? How can they get involved?
Yeah, so businesses are able to reach out to us if they have any excess food that needs to be donated. They can reach out. Individuals can download our app. It's extremely easy for them to get involved. They download the app and they can start claiming rescues immediately. And both can also financially donate to our organization to continue to help us with our mission.
And how would they do that?
They're able to download the app from their app store on their phone, Last Mile Food Rescue. It's the first one that's going to pop up, and they can also reach out to us through our website, lastmilefood.org, to learn more.
And before we let you go, I don't think people realize what they can do at home every single day to make sure that we're not wasting food. Any tips for that?
Yeah. So, we focus on businesses, but we have been doing a little series about how individuals can help reduce food waste in their own homes. Planning before you buy, I know that's the theme for Food Waste Action Week. Make sure you have a list when you go to the grocery store. Be creative with those leftovers. And so I know
True.
after the Super Bowl, I had a lot of pulled chicken
Yes.
left over. I made enchiladas, and it was really great. So be creative with those leftovers, and then also be sure that you're storing your food properly in the fridge so that it can last longer.
Oh, those are all really great tips. And again, people can go to the app if they want to get involved in any way, right?
Yep, absolutely. And so they're able, like I said, to start rescuing immediately once they download the app. And there are rescues available for different times, different locations throughout our community. So there is something for everyone. And if you can't find anything, you can always reach out to us through our website.
I love it. You guys are doing wonderful, wonderful work.
Thank you.
Anita, thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.